Hi everybody, welcome to my kitchen. If you followed me on Facebook and you've seen me do lives, you know this kitchen. You've seen it from a different direction, but the kitchen. So today, as promised in my Facebook Live that I did just this past Friday, the 15th of January, I am going to create 2 dishes this week, specifically for my YouTubers. And so today's dish is going to be the Caprese chicken. Dun, dun, dun. So, Caprese chicken. So, this particular dish, for those of you who follow program, is 1 leaner, 1 healthy fat, 3 greens, and 3 condiments. Now, the actual recipe is not 3 greens because we do add in steamed vegetables, etc. to go along with our main dish, but we're going to be primarily making the main dish today, which is the Caprese chicken. So with that, you'll need olive oil. We're going to have some garlic. We have some grape tomatoes, balsamic vinegar, some salt and pepper, some basil leaves. We have 4-ounce boneless chicken breasts. I'm going to butterfly them and pound them thinner, and I have some reduced fat mozzarella. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start prepping some of these things, and we'll be right back and we'll be able to move on with our meal here and get ready to have some wonderfully tasty, healthy Caprese chicken. How? So I'll see you back here. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to do my best to be as clean as possible because obviously we're dealing with raw chicken. Fun, fun, fun. So, you know, raw chicken is always one of those things that you really don't want to have all over your kitchen. Fun times with that. I don't know if this is necessarily supposed to be peeling apart or what, but we'll find out, won't we? So this is a little odd for me to be doing a cooking demo without people chatting with me. So just bear with me, but we'll make it happen. So basically what I'm gonna do here, is I'm gonna take this chicken breast, which is still a little frozen because somebody didn't get it out of the refrigerator in time. So there's 2 chicken breasts in each one of these. And we need 4. So look at that. Voila, 4. So yeah, so put that in here. And I just really want to wash my hands because I feel like I've got chicken juice on them. Chicken juice. It's just nasty sounding, isn't it? What's on your hand? Chicken juice. So yeah. So what I'm going to do now is I've got to butterfly these. I'm a little nervous, so we'll see how this goes. But what you want to do is obviously cut these and maybe not kill your hand, which this is why I get nervous, because obviously, okay, I did that. Yay, I didn't kill myself. Okay, so let's get through this one. Thing is, these are already kind of a thin. Flip it. And my hand is, notice I'm clawing, but my hand is actually behind where the blade is, so that it won't get cut. Really not into cutting my hands today. So, see, I'm doing that, and then I'm just flipping it, and I'm doing a claw. And really, I don't need to saw this. I don't know why I'm sawing it like it's a log in the wilderness, but I am. So we're butterflying these. All right. Yay! Look at me. Look what I can do. There's a story behind that. If someone was here, they'd be laughing. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is, I've obviously got chicken juice on my hand again. I don't know why I keep washing my hands because I'm gonna get chicken juice on me again here in just 2 seconds. However, okay, so now I don't have a really big mallet, so I'm just gonna take the one I have, and basically what I'm doing here is I am breaking down the muscle structure of the chicken to make it cook faster and easier overall. I should have my apron on. I'm gonna get my apron. So I'm gonna get all over my shirt. I'm gonna get my apron. Got my hands off here a little bit. Okay, let me get my apron. Plus, if there's chicken juice flying around, it won't get on my shirt. Burn, 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 burn. Okay. Here we go. Now that's better. Fix that, I don't want that. Okay. Okay. Back to beating the chicken here. Okay. I think I sufficiently did that one. Whoop. Okay. The chicken's almost like fish. Jump out of my hand. Okay. So I'm going to continue to beat the chicken. And we'll be back and we'll continue on with our recipe, okay? So, for those of you who are very conscious of raw chicken stuff, you want to make sure that you go ahead and wipe back down the space because there was some chicken juice flying. We don't want to have it obviously on any of our worktops, etc. I have washed my hands, and so chicken is here. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this back up. Trash. Okay, so now what I want to do is I need to take some garlic to cut up, etc. So what I'm doing is I'm using a different cutting board, not the one that I just had, for my chicken. I'm going to grab a knife here. I'm going to use this little short one here because I don't really have anything major to cut. I am going to go ahead and rinse my basil. This basil actually was from our back porch, so it really hasn't been getting any crap, so it should be fine. I'm going to go ahead and pull off the little stem parts here. I really don't want those crunchy pieces in there. And the great part about this basil is I can just rip it. I don't have to even, I don't even have to cut it because that's one of the great things about a Caprese dish is it's very just there and you don't have to worry about a lot of cutting. So I am going to get a bowl. I love my little glass set of bowls and I'm just going to really just rip up my basil into pieces so I can put that onto the chicken later. Woohoo! Okay, so I have now taken care of the basil. Okay, and I need to have 2 garlic cloves, so I'm going to peel my garlic. And I'm going to do a few other things. I'm going to get the tomatoes taken care of, the garlic taken care of, and then I'll be back. So just wanted to touch base with you and let you know that yes, I do indeed clean my countertops after I use any sort of chicken, just because I just don't want to get sick and or make the people sick. Not really fun, is it? So, okay. So I'm going to run and I'll be back in just a bit. In this house, we really like garlic. Now the recipe just calls for 2 cloves. I'm doing 4. I'm cheating. So I'm making a choice. And so what I usually do is I usually just pull the and cut the end off the garlic. And if it comes off like that, then we're good to go. Sometimes it's hard to peel garlic and it just doesn't, this doesn't want to come off so easily. And a trick, and this is why I have this little container here, is what you can do is, if for some reason the garlic skin isn't coming off as well as it could or should, you can cut the ends off like I did here, put it in here, cover it, and just shake the shit out of it. And what it'll do is it'll help release that outer skin of the garlic. So that makes it a lot easier. But today, oops, that went on the floor. But today, I don't have to do that. But that was gonna be my little tip for you guys. So just cut the ends of the garlic in, close this, and just shake it. And then you'll come out with little pieces of garlic like this that are perfectly beautiful and wonderful. I have a chef friend who actually uses minced garlic and doesn't do that ever. So I'm going to cut this garlic up and then I'll be back. Okay folks, so the recipe calls for 2 cups of cherry tomatoes. And so our program has this wonderful guide that gives you information about weights. It's a really handy deal. And so what I did was I went and I looked up cherry tomatoes because I'm like, I don't want to try to stuff, because 2 cups is like to there, right? That's 2 cups, which is perfectly fine. We can do that. But instead of doing that and trying to stuff these tomatoes in there, I went and looked on our vegetable conversion, and a half a cup of cherry tomatoes is 2.63 ounces. So what did I do? I doubled it to make it a cup, which put me at 5 something, and then I doubled that, 5.26. I doubled that, made it 10.52. Guess what? This is 10 ounces already. That's what they've told me, it's 10 ounces. So I'm gonna cut these bad boys up and not worry about measuring, because guess what? I already know it's 10.52 and I've got 10. And I'm okay with being a little less on my tomatoes. I'm not a huge tomato fan, I'll eat them now, but guess what? I'm okay with that. So I am just fine. And these are ready to go, so I am going to just cut these bad boys open because I'm using the whole thing. It doesn't matter. Let me get a use a lot of bowls in this house, and I'm just going to cut these bad boys a little bit here, right down the middle ish, unless they're bigger. So I'm going to do this, and then we should be able to, I'm going to get my 2 cups of mozzarella together just to have for later, because we be able to get this going. So, for those of you who maybe just stumbled across this video and are wondering who the heck I am, no, I'm not a professional cook, if you can't tell that already. But I do, I am a certified health coach, and what I do is I help people change their lives. I give them the tools and the information and the structure and the help to change their lives. And I've been doing this since, let's see, I started coaching April, I guess, or late, yeah, it was April. I believe it was April of 2020. So I'm coming up on my 2 year of coaching. Before I was a coach, I actually had started the weight loss program that I'm on, and that was a godsend because I was on a bunch of medication and I didn't feel great. Body was hating me. I was hating my body, to be honest. So yeah, life was a little Life wasn't great. It wasn't horrible. Don't get me wrong. I've had a good life, and I have a good life. It's just I want it better. So that's where we are now. So okay, so I have cut everything up, I think, at this point. So let me I'm gonna go ahead and measure out my 2 cups of Mott's, so I can not worry about that. Just the rate this is going, this is gonna look like it's gonna be just almost the entire pack of mozzarella. Yep, okay. So if you ever need to know that, 2 cups is one of these packs of mozzarella. Okay, so got all that together. I've got to get my balsamic going to, where are my, oh, there they are. Okay, so I have my measuring things. I think I'm probably just about ready to go. Okay, so first off, I want to heat the olive oil in the skillet over medium heat, and then I'm going to add the garlic and so forth. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this bad boy on. What I was saying was, back to my story. You know, I was overweight. I tried to lose weight for a long time. My doctor was like, you need to lose weight. You know how it always is. Okay, I'll lose it. I'll do it. I'll try. I'll do my best. And really, my try was not really try. It was a half-assed attempt to just put the doctor off. You know, like everybody. It was like, I'll try it, you know. And then over a year, it took me to lose 30 pounds, because at my heaviest, I was about 238, 240, probably about 238. And so that was my heaviest, and I'm only about 5'9", so I'm not super tall. But so, you know, 5'9". And so, what I did do was I worked and worked and worked, and finally I tried every frickin' diet you could come across, and it would work for about a month, and then it would go, it would stop working, or I'd get tired, or I'd start, going way off into the atmosphere with other things, and I wouldn't be doing what I needed to do to help myself lose the weight. But anyway, it took me a year to lose 30 pounds on my own. And, it was really getting to the point where I had gone to the doctor, and that's when they said, okay, we're going to put you on 2 BP meds, and you're going to have cholesterol meds because you're not healthy. And I'd already started having some back issues and sleep issues, and you name it, it was an issue. And so I saw some friends who were doing this program and dropping this weight, and I'm like, okay, what's going on? And so I reached out, and then I waited another 3 months, and then finally talked to the person who was my coach and signed up. And it was great, because what it did was, at that point, I started dropping weight. But also I started making changes within my own life that I didn't even know I was making, which was really cool too, because what happened was, sorry, there's something in this, okay, there we go. What I really did was I started really, opening up doors for myself and my health. And so I started the weight loss program, what I thought was going to just be a weight loss program. I started that in March, on March 19th, 2020, and by June of 2020, 3 months, I lost 40 pounds. Now, I lost 40 pounds in 3 months as opposed to 30 pounds in a year. Now, I really stuck to the program. I didn't do anything, I didn't eat anything I wasn't supposed to eat, you name it, I didn't do it. But, the average weight loss is about 10 to 12 pounds a month for the average client. Some people lose more, some people lose less. I actually had one of my clients who dropped 40 pounds in 1 month. Yeah, 1 month. Right now I have another client of mine who's very dear to my heart. She's down 188 pounds. She basically lost me plus part of another me, like 20 extra pounds of me, because I'm at 163.8. So I'm at my goal weight. I've been at my goal weight since June of 2020. So yeah, so it's a great thing. So let me get back to what I'm doing here. So I'm gonna go ahead and, oh, listen to that sizzle. Can y'all hear that sizzle? I love hearing the sizzle. So I'm gonna do this. I put my garlic in the pan here, and it says that I need to stir for 1 minute, and I'm gonna add the tomatoes, the balsamic, and the salt and pepper. And it's 3 tablespoons of garlic. It doesn't look as if, let me see if I have a, don't you just love all this? It's so loud. I have, just get that off there. Yes. Life can be Christ. Okay, so let me. Ooh. Okay. Okay, so I've sauteed this up a little bit for about a minute. I'm gonna let it do its little thing here, and I'm gonna do one other thing before we get too far. Yes, I just disabled the smoke alarm. That thing goes off even if it gets warm. It's the craziest thing. So anyway, okay, so just put that in there. I'm gonna put my tomatoes in. And then I have 3 tablespoons, is it tablespoons? 3 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar. Oops. I'm making a mess, which is part of my course. 3. Okay, and some salt and pepper. And y'all notice I'm really peppering this up. I love pepper. So don't be afraid to do what you do. And I'm also not a fan of a messy kitchen while I'm trying to cook. Okay. So now the recipe does say to make sure that all my stuff is here. Okay. It says for me to cover this. I'm going to turn it down a little bit. I'm going to cover it and cook for 8 to 10 minutes until the tomatoes are soft. So let me get cover. Okay. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay. So that's doing its thing. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grill or saute chicken breast over medium heat for a few minutes. Once this is done, I'm going to remove it from the heat and stir in the basil into the tomato stuff. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm actually going to put the chicken breast in that that pan, the skillet. I'm going to put them in there, and then we transfer to a baking sheet and we go from there. So I'm going to let that do what it's doing. I need to this tomato mixture. Oh, another tip: if you're a person who uses wooden spoons, this came from my chef friend as well. You need to clean them, and I'm not talking just throw them in the dishwasher, clean them, or just run them under water and whatever, clean them. Like clean them. So I have a big old stock pot, and I put water in there. You bring it to a boil and turn it off, put your spoons in there, weigh them down either with the top of the pot or something like that, and let them sit for an hour. Wait till you see what's in it. It was awful. It was so nasty. So I'm just mixing these up a little bit with my tomatoes. So it's got the balsamic vinegar in there, it's got the oil. And let them do their thing. I just wanted to check them a little bit. So while that's doing all this, I'm gonna let you guys go, and I'll be back in just a minute. Ha! Okay, friends, so what I did was just now I have finished with the tomatoes, and they are here, and they look just, oh, look at that. That's gonna be so good. So there's the tomato mixture. I'm gonna put this back over here on the outside and get ready to use this again. And now I'm just gonna throw in the fresh basil. I'm just going to stir that in, and that will get to sit. So now, in the meantime, my pan's over here cooking. It's time to put this chicken to work. So what I'm doing is I am simply putting the chicken into the pan, and I'm going to cook this up. Okay, I've got 2 extra fillets. So what I'm going to do is, while that's cooking up, I did want to share one quick thing with you. One of the things about our program that is great is choices, and some people want to have a beverage, an adult beverage, shall we say. A great adult beverage that I enjoy is a gin Ricky. It is 1 ounce of lime juice, 2 ounces of gin, and then finish it off with club soda and make it a wonderfully fresh drink. And if you want something more like what's called a Tom Collins, just use lemon instead of lime. It's super tasty. And you can kind of see I've been joined in the kitchen by one of my faithful companions here. Leia's came in to decide and see what's going on. What you doing, Leia? If people can't see you, you're not on camera. You're down there. They'll see you. Come back here. Come back here. Come back here. There's little baby. How baby? I know. You're like, Dad, what you making? So right now I've got the chicken going. The tomatoes are here. And all just, God, I wish you could smell it, the wonderfulness of all that. Just tasty. I've got 2 more chicken pieces that I have to cook once these are done. What I'm going to do is, once these and here and this are done, I'm going to place them on the baking sheet. And what I'm going to do is, I'm going to top it with some of the tomatoes, some of the mozzarella, and then I'm going to broil it for 2 to 5 minutes until the cheese is done. So in the meantime, what I'm also going to do is I'm going to go ahead, if I were making this right now for dinner, I would also go ahead and steam some broccoli or some asparagus or one of our other options for greens. You know, we have a bunch of choices within the program for your steamed vegetables. I mean, zucchini, there's squash, there's all kinds, green beans, kale, you name it. There's wonderful other options for vegetables. So I would go ahead and I would start steaming those. But right now, my concern is this chicken. So I want to get it good and cooked. It's only going to be in the oven for about 2 to 5 minutes. So I want to make sure everything is looking pretty. So I'm going to flip this right now. Let this chicken cook a little more on this side. So, but if you have any questions or you have any comments you'd like to share, you can put them in the conversation down below, and I'll be sure to check them out. Be sure to like, share, post, comment, whatever, subscribe to my little channel here. I want to add some more content as time goes on. Hopefully I'll get better at it. I'm relatively new, kind of. You'll look at the page and be like, no, you're not relatively new. Yeah, I am. And for those of you who want to really dig deep, go back to some of the early videos. You'll see that, like the whale, the great whale. Yeah, not this. But anyway, I'm gonna let the chicken continue to cook, and I'll be back once I get it all done and we can put it in the oven and get ready to have dinner. Okay? Okay, friends. So we have about 40-ish seconds before this comes out. Oh, it looks so good. It looks so good. I'm gonna get myself a fork and a knife, because I'm going to take a bite of this right out the oven. So once again, Caprese chicken on plan. I will put a link to the recipe in the comments section or the description. So I'm kind of looking forward to seeing how this tastes. So I'm going to go ahead. We go 3, 2, 1. Okay, so let me take this out of the oven. Oh yeah, that looks so good. Okay, so I broiled it for a little over 4 minutes. So once again, it was olive oil, garlic, grape tomatoes, balsamic vinegar, salt, pepper, fresh basil, chicken breast, reduced fats mozz, and then if you were actually going to do it as a lean and green meal, you would want to have at least 4 cups of some sort of steamed vegetable, whether it be broccoli, asparagus, zucchini, etc., to finish out your green, because this is 1 leaner, 1 healthy fat, and then the 3 greens would be the other. So, and this would be 4 servings, so you would have 1 cup of whatever those steamed vegetables that you would want to have, okay? So it'll be a cup of broccoli or a cup of whatever. And of course, obviously, like we talked about earlier, you'll want to use your conversion chart on that, because nobody wants to frickin' measure out, you know, broccoli in a cup. But what I am going to do now is there's a little piece right here on the side. I mean, this is so pretty. And I am going to just go ahead and cut into this bad boy right here, right out the oven. And I've got some cheese here. And I'm probably gonna burn my mouth, but you know, that's the life of a chef. Notice I'm calling myself a chef now, even though I just make this one meal. So, okay, let's see what happens. Oh wow. People, that is absolutely freaking delicious. That's absolutely perfect. Wow. Okay. If I need to start like some sort of approval rating on this thing, because right now I'm not even sure what I should be doing. You know what I should be rating it, but that was delicious. So I will put the recipe down there. I hope everybody enjoyed the video. Please, like I said earlier, like, share, comment, subscribe, whatever. And most importantly, be kind to yourself and be kind to others. And I will see you soon. Thanks.